So there was this woman who was crying. She was so sad. And a friend of hers, seeing that she's sad, goes up to her and asks, "Hey, what's wrong?" And the woman says, "Oh, my fiancé just broke up with me. I'm so sad. I don't know what to do." So the friend says, "Look, why don't you go for a walk? Let's go get some ice cream and just hang out." So they go, and they hang out and they talk for hours. The woman is still crying. The next day, the woman calls the friend and says, "Hey, I'm feeling a lot better. Thanks for yesterday. You were a great friend." And she really did feel a lot better after hanging out with her friend and talking to her and getting her mind off things. A few days later, the woman is out with another group of friends and one of them asks her, "So how's it going? How are you doing?" And she says, "Oh, I'm doing great. I'm so much better. In fact, I feel like I'm even happier now than before the breakup." And her friends were shocked. They were like, "What? How is that possible? You just got broken up with. You were crying for days." And she said, "No, I wasn't. I was crying for hours, but not for days. I cried for hours, but that doesn't mean I was crying for days. I only cried for hours that one time. The rest of the time, I was just putting on a show. I was pretending to cry." Her friends were like, "What? Why would you do that?" And she said, "Because I knew that if I put on a good performance, people would comfort me and try to help me. But in reality, I was never going to tell them the truth. I knew exactly what I wanted. I wanted to go out last night and have fun and not think about the breakup. So I put on a show and it worked. My friends took me out, distracted me, made me feel better. I got exactly what I wanted, but I never told them the truth." And her friends were very angry at her. They said, "You're a bad person. You lied to us. You manipulated us." And she said, "I'm sorry, but sometimes you have to do what you have to do. Sometimes you have to lie and pretend if it means you get to be happy. So what if I lied? I'm happy now." And her friends walked away from her, completely disappointed in her. So the question I want you to think about is this: are you the kind of person who would do something like this, who would lie to your friends, who would pretend to be sadder than you actually are if it meant you got to get your way? Or are you the kind of person who, when your friends ask you what's wrong, will be honest with them, even though it might hurt to be honest, even though it might make you feel worse momentarily? But in the long run, it'll be better for everyone involved in this situation. Life was whispering to her, but she kept ignoring it. Life was trying to tell her, "Hey, you need to take some time for yourself. You need to take care of yourself. You need to do this, and you need to do that." But she kept ignoring life until she could no longer ignore it. We all have moments in our lives when life whispers to us, when the universe, when God, when the higher power, call it whatever you want. But we all have these moments when there's like a little voice inside of us telling us to do certain things or not to do certain things. We all have these moments. And oftentimes we ignore them, just like she ignored life, just like she ignored her own feelings. And then eventually we're forced to face what we've been avoiding. Eventually she had to face the fact that she needed to take care of herself. Eventually we all have to face the consequences of our actions. So the question I want you to think about is this: what is life whispering to you right now? What is the universe trying to tell you right now? What is God trying to tell you right now? And are you listening? Are you gonna keep ignoring it until you can no longer ignore it? Or are you gonna listen now?